Welcome back to another special episode of the Hops and Bops podcast. I am producer Tom.
I'm Joe.
And I am Mike.
As always. And like I said, today's a little bit special. It's our last episode of the year. And I figured we would do a little... we always do an album and instead of the last one we did. But for this year, for this episode, we're doing something where I take songs from a playlist that I create every year. This year is obviously 2020. Give them 4 songs each and let them rate them separately and see how you respond to them. And as always, we pair it with a beer. And of course, we got to go with Thomas Hooker Brewery's Nor'easter, a winter-embracing brew.
I'm hoping I can take this because I'm still reeling from last episode.
So we did a batch episode where we recorded the Christmas special where we had the eggnog beforehand. So. We're only doing one beer to share because I did not go too well. So we're just going to split this one. Thomas
classic
Hooker.
Lager color.
Yep.
Is that a pour or a pee?
That's sick. Yeah, it's going to be both.
Okay.
Let's see.
That might have been a vomit.
A little bit darker. Like a dark amber.
So I'm drinking out of a fat orange cat glass.
Snifter.
I hardly know it.
I am drinking out of my nice Clydesdale Christmas mug from Budweiser.
That is massive.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big.
Third of a beer.
I just have a Giants glass because I'm a degenerate.
Yeah. All right.
This is a
Cheers.
Thomas Hooker. Local to where we are, at least. Yeah. Well, yeah. It will be. It's right before 2020 is over. Yeah.
And this is a lager, you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
It's a lager style. It's 6%. Only available from November to January, so it is seasonal. It's made with Spalt hops, Hallertau hops, and Saaz hops. Very weird combination of hops.
Yeah.
Can definitely taste the spices
yes.
that they say that they brew with.
On their website it says, brewed to celebrate winter in New England, Nor'easter Lager possesses a hearty malt flavor, delicately accented by mild winter spices.
A winter-embracing brew. I like that.
Yeah, it's like getting snowed in.
Yeah, exactly.
Yep.
Exactly. Is this our first Thomas Hooker beer on the show? Yeah.
A Connecticut staple.
Yes.
Yeah.
One of the bigger breweries in the state for sure. This is a good one. A non-IPA.
Nope. Yeah. We kind of got a little pigeonholed into the IPA, so I want to shake it up a bit and bring a lager. And
it is good.
It's very good.
Yeah, that's a good beer. Hooker, they have a lot of other great beer labels. I think my favorite being, I think it's called the Super Duper Double, and it reminds me of Family Double Dare on Nickelodeon.
Yeah, I saw that.
They were going for.
They have the classic Naughty Nurse line, right? Is that
That's
City Steam.
City Steam.
Yeah.
Both in Hartford, though.
Yeah.
Not bad.
Hooker also has #NoFilter, which is a personal favorite of them. I might be bringing that to the show next year.
So on Untapped, which is like a beer rating website, they give it a 3.47 out of 8,000 ratings.
It's pretty good.
A lot of people enjoy it. I personally enjoyed it as well. It's got that kind of warm feeling.
Yeah,
you kind of
sit by a fire.
Exactly. Yeah. This is definitely sweater weather beer.
Mm-hmm.
You can definitely see why it's not available all the time.
This isn't something you're drinking in the summer.
Exactly. Yeah. Definitely a little heartier than you would get out of anything else.
Goes well
for
after
sure.
eggnog.
Exactly.
Yeah, I think anything goes well after eggnog and rough. Good beer, solid lager, and thanks for bringing it. This is a great beverage. Again, a Thomas themed beer.
That's right. Yes, that's another. I didn't even plan that either. I've been to their brewery before many times. They have a lot of weird, but also pretty solid beers. They have like a bubblegum beer.
I've actually never been to their brewery.
It's pretty nice.
Either.
It's pretty nice. They have like a I think they have it on in bottled, actually. They have watermelon ale. It's pretty solid.
Yeah.
You can only get it in the front taste, but it's really cool. It's a nice environment to be in. You can kind of see all of the brewing systems right in the back.
Oh, cool.
They have a huge list. Really cool place.
Nice.
I'm pretty sure they have 2 locations.
Yes.
Bloomfield and Colt.
Colt.
Yeah.
Like the Colt building in Hartford?
I think so. Yeah.
It's the Colt Tap Room.
Yep, and small
Yeah,
batch
Hartford,
brewery. Yeah, Hartford.
Oh.
And then one in Bloomfield.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's one I've been to.
I think the Hartford, the Colt Tap Room, just recently opened.
Okay. Cool.
But whereas the Bloomfield location was
Yeah.
their original. Yeah, cool.
Nice.
Yeah,
Definitely want to go.
I definitely enjoy this.
Yep.
Yeah. But to pair with this this drink, it's I got some stockings for you. Here you go, metaphorically.
Oh, thanks.
Just visualize what you think a stocking would look like.
Wow. No coal.
Yeah, after an opening of Christmas presents, you get a little bit extra.
A little extra.
This is the little extra.
Thanks, Tom.
So a little bit of backstory to this. My friend Gavin, shout out to Gavin DL from school.
What's up, Gav?
Yeah, what's up, Gav?
Yeah.
He would make a playlist every year called Shit I Like, and then the year. And we had a big talk about how it was very interesting to kind of categorize music like that. And so I kind of started doing that last year with my 2019. And I think it's really interesting. You can kind of see like the emotions and what I was going through at that certain time. Like my example that I'll use for this one, you can tell right around when everything was going to shit. So there's a song called "The End of the World" by Skeeter Davis. It's a song from the Fallout soundtrack, which is like a post-apocalyptic video game where they have a bunch of like 50s and 60s music. And I had it in March 21st, right when I was leaving school.
Yeah.
And it's actually a really good song. But it kind of tells you where you were mentally at that time and place in life. And I know you had said before, Joe, that you have a playlist where you kind of just you throw whatever you want into that. But
So I've started curating it ever since high school.
Oh, okay.
And but back then it was like, all right, let me rip this song from this CD, put it on my iTunes playlist. Now, since getting Spotify, I've transferred it all over. I sat there one day and added every single song, and then I continue to still add to it today. And it's just simply called The Playlist. The Playlist. I pronounce it The Playlist. And right now we're sitting at 683 songs.
Damn.
That's over 50 hours of music.
That's cool.
And so I've been doing this too. I any song that I like, any genre at all, I put it in here. That way, when I put it on shuffle, I'm guaranteed a song that I like every single time.
Yeah. So I kind of like to start fresh and kind of reset at the end of every year. Mm-hmm. So, which I mean, that's still really cool. But the same thing with me. Like, there's so many different genres. You have like I said before, like 50s like ballads from like female singers. You've got rap songs, like slow jams, folk tunes. I think there's like Neil Young in here. There's Sublime.
And just to be clear, it's songs that you've discovered this year.
Yes, so there are songs that I've heard before and then reheard them and added them.
Yep.
I know I'm jumping ahead, but there's a Stone Temple Pilots song I gave to Mike.
Yes.
I've obviously heard that before, but
Right.
I kind of rediscovered it this year.
Cool.
There's going to be a fair bit of songs that are from this year because, I like newer music. But I'd say if most of them are not from this year, which is kind of interesting.
As a matter of fact, if I remember correctly, a Van Halen song made your 2020 playlist from the pod.
Yes. So let me go back a little bit. So there are a few songs from previous albums that have made it into this. I kind of see it as like a, this is a really good song. What's made it? But it's like not really, obviously.
No, right.
So when I was picking these songs for you guys, I kind of did it in a pseudo random format where I just kind of put it on shuffle and then just kind of skipped. And I didn't want to pick songs that we've already done in previous podcasts. Mm-hmm. So there was a few Foo Fighter songs off of Wasting Light that I had to skip through. But yeah, there's a Tame Impala song from Currents that I really enjoyed that I put in here. And Van Halen, I think it was I'm the One.
I'm the One you put in there, yeah.
Yep. It's up here somewhere.
Cool.
Yep. So, yeah, just put it on shuffle. Picked 4 out for each of you, and I'm excited to see what you guys think. So we're going to go one at a time. through these, if that's all right.
Sure.
Another thing. I do have other playlists that I've made personally that are more emotionally themed.
Are you just like plugging your?
This is a big plug for my Spotify. I don't know. It's a weird It's different than listening to an album. I think making a playlist is kind of like making like a mixtape for someone you like or something. You know?
Or yourself. You know?
Exactly.
Yeah.
So I think it's just a different way of getting a bunch of music together.
For sure. Yep.
Yeah, I've never really been one for playlists. Like if I'm gonna listen to something, I almost will do like a station, so it's completely randomized in the fact of like it's like a genre or similar artist, based on what I'm feeling, whether I want to listen to hip hop, whether I want to listen to rock or reggae or whatever, and and then I kind of find albums from those playlists. When I hear a song I like, I then go find the artist, and then I listen to an album, and so I've never really been one to like make. Like, for me, when I make a playlist, it was like, I made a playlist of these 8 songs because I knew I had to, for the podcast.
Right.
Or,
yes.
Like, I've made playlists for, like, okay, all the Christmas stuff for work or for, whether we're after a show or something and we want to play themed music in the background.
Yeah.
But I've never been one to be like, oh, I like that song and make a playlist. It's just, haven't done it before, but it's interesting.
Mm-hmm. Well, we had mentioned a long time ago on, like, one of the first podcasts that the age difference between us is that where I was kind of raised more in like the digital age of like streaming and stuff. So I totally understand like why you would want to go more towards an album or something like that. But just a very slight difference in years totally changes how someone can kind of interact and listen to music.
For sure.
Yeah, so that's where I kind of enjoyed my love of podcasts. Like you said, curating music in a totally different way than a lot of people are used to.
And what's been cool is throughout like our episodes this year, we've kind of discovered that about each other, is like how we find music, what we listen to, and it is cool to see how we discover music each individually. I think that's been kind of like a underlying kind of theme of our podcast. We talk about beer and music, but we also kind of add a little bit to like kind of music history, where we come from and how we interact with it. I like that word you use, interact.
Exactly, yeah. Another quick shout out I want to make. I recently created a Hops and Bops favorite tracks playlist on my own account. Just search Hops and Bops favorite tracks. Went back through every podcast, and I'm going to start adding our tracks we labeled as our favorites. So if you guys want to listen to that, that's up there. It's got all of the most recent
top tracks.
episodes.
It's there. I think we'll throw that on our link in bio.
Yes.
We'll put the Hops and Bops top track there. We'll put the Stocking Stuffer playlist there.
Yep.
The Christmas playlist is there. We'll put links to all if you want to like check all that out.
Yeah.
For sure.
Yeah. So
shall we?
Who would like to go first?
Doesn't matter to me.
Joe, go first.
I'll go. Okay. Sounds good. I'll go. Okay, so my first song that Thomas gave me is...
So now I'm sorry. Are you doing it in the order in which Thomas gave them to you, or are you going to go with your rank?
I'm going in the order that he gave them to me,
okay.
And then I'm saving my ranking for the end.
Gotcha.
That's how I'm doing it. Okay. You can do however you want.
Okay.
So the first song that Tom gave me was White Freckles by, is it Ariel Pink? Ariel Pink. Yep, I should have said it. And I can see Tom bobbing his head to the beat now.
Yeah. I have my AirPods in.
So just a little backstory. This, you said Ariel?
Ariel Pink.
Ariel Pink.
Like from The Little Mermaid.
Yep. So Ariel Pink is, let's see.
Oh, I like the research you did. I appreciate it.
I tried. I'm trying. We might have to edit this for.
That's fine.
Dead air. Kind of heavily influenced by like the 70s and 80s pop radio. Very electronic, which I didn't expect. I never heard of Ariel Pink.
Yeah.
And when I first turned it on, I felt like I was playing a video game.
I can see that.
It sounded like I was at an arcade playing a game. Not like in my own home. Like it sounded like an arcade video game, like soundtrack song.
Okay.
The song itself, it was kind of busy for me. It was a little too. it was a little too much. I couldn't really find myself in it. So I wasn't the hugest fan of this song. But I'd love to hear your kind of take on it, like why you like it.
Okay, yeah. So I watch a lot of music reviewers and a lot of that kind of community, and the big one that I watch a lot is a guy called The Needle Drop. His name's Anthony Fantano. He loves this album all the time. Cool. He has it on vinyl, like in the background of a bunch of reviews, and I always saw the cover, and I thought it said Loom Loom because like the P is kind of separated. And I was like, what kind of album name is Loom Loom? That doesn't make any sense. And then I did some research on it. It's called Pom Pom, which is the actual album. He's bigger in the indie scene. This was kind of his biggest album so far, and there's a few bit of really good tracks on this album. I know Lipstick is really good. This one, that other one.
Yeah.
No, I really enjoy this album. It's got really cool time signatures, and it's really tight, and then it kind of mellows out in the middle.
Okay, cool.
But yeah, no, it's very eccentric, very weird. That's just the kind of stuff that I go for.
Yeah.
I just enjoy it.
Cool. Yeah. That was my first one.
Yeah, it was an odd song.
It was.
Like you said, very busy.
Yeah.
I did listen to it. It was just a lot going on.
Oh, yeah, we should say Mike and I also listened to each other's stocking stuffers.
wanted to be filled in. So I'm just going to go in the order in which I ranked them, because that's the order that I have in front of me.
Okay.
I don't have them listed where Tom gave them to me. But so the first one I ranked as my number one would be Run by Joji.
Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad you like that.
I thought it was a really cool song.
Good.
No idea that he was Japanese.
No, yeah.
Just didn't get that vibe from it at all.
He has a really cool backstory.
And I looked up a little bit about him, and he's a comedian as well as a musician. They say he's listed as. He's got kind of a couple other names, Filthy Frank and Pink Guy. I guess he had like some sort of it sounds like an online TV show kind of deal.
He had a YouTube channel where he was very, very raunchy.
Yeah, and I guess it was a little cause for concern for him for a while. He was afraid he wasn't going to be able to get a job because he didn't want to associate with what he did in the past.
Exactly.
And then it said he went to the Canadian Academy, but that's in Japan. Yeah, I guess it's like an international school. Which I thought was really weird.
Yeah.
I was looking up. But yeah, it was a cool song. I mean, it was interesting. It was kind of just like standard rock, a little bit of pop mixed in. Had some good vocals in it. I really liked the song. It was kind of your just run of the mill, but it was cool.
Yeah, he has one of the coolest story arcs out of any musician I've ever seen. Like we said before, he has that really edgy kind of comedic YouTube channel, but he kind of built this huge following from it. I think he has 6 million subscribers or something crazy like that. And he took his success from that and kind of transferred it into a music career. And his first EP, Will He, was really good. And then the album after that, Ballads 1, is a fantastic album. If you want to listen to any Joji track to start off with, I would do Slow Dancing in the Dark. That's a really powerful track. But this one is a single off of his new album, Nectar, that just came out.
Oh, okay.
I really enjoy this. Me and my friend Nick would listen to Joji all the time. And I like the way he incorporated the guitar more. He doesn't really do that a lot.
Oh, okay.
He's more of a pop-centric guy. But yeah, no, he still has an incredible following online.
It actually says here that his main thing is vocals and ukulele.
Yes, that's what his earlier material was focused a lot more on.
Which I thought was pretty cool.
Yeah, he definitely has a really nice falsetto range that I enjoy. And it was just a nice change of pace for him to kind of include more rock-centric stuff.
Yeah, and again, not knowing anything about him other than the little bit of research I had done.
Yeah.
I still not listened to any other music by him, just this one song.
Yes.
I would have put him in as kind of like a rock pop kind of guy. And
not really.
To know that he's not really that. I've read some of his stuff talks about using a little more hip hop, and then he's got trip hop, they call it, R&B.
Yeah, I would say.
Now I'm seeing that as we talk, but you wouldn't get it from this track, which was kind of cool.
Yeah. I'm a huge fan of Joji. I can't wait to see what he does more in the future.
I also like this song. I never heard of Joji before, but the song was had that kind of rocking back. And, I was into that.
Yeah,
good pick.
I'm glad you enjoyed it. Thank you.
For my next stocking stuffer,
reach down deep in there.
I reached in and out comes.
What is it?
City of Angels by 24K Golden.
Yes.
So 24K Golden is actually pretty current right now.
Yes, that is one of the newer ones that I picked out.
He has a huge song right now, end of 2020, called Mood. Mood is out right now.
Yep.
Big fan of that song. So that was the only any reference or any knowledge I had of 24K Golden before listening to the song. So I was like, oh, okay, he sings that Mood song. That's right. And then now I hear this song. And this song is great too. This is it has a kind of like an LA Cali vibe. I mean, obviously it says City of Angels, but you can it's kind of beachy. The intro guitar reminded me of kind of like a reggae kind of feel.
Okay.
Definitely beachy vibe. I really liked this song a lot, and now that I like Mood and City of Angels, like I'm inspired to check out more of 24K Golden stuff.
Yeah.
It says he's a rapper. I maybe more hip hop, but there's definitely a lot of singing too. Just kind of straight up pop music.
Yeah.
Which I was into. So I believe that this song and Mood, are they on the same album?
No,
they're not. Okay, thank you.
This album is called Dropped Out.
College.
Dropped Out of College. I think.
Yes, dropped out of college.
Yes, there's another really good song called Valentino and Games on Your Phone on this album that are also both on my 2020 playlist. But
Cool.
I'm glad I picked this one because this is my favorite song from his.
Now, is this an earlier album than?
No, this was like January of 20. No, this is late 2019. Never mind.
Late 2019,
And
whereas
so-
Mood is
Mood
now.
came out in 2020. Yeah.
Because I was gonna say that you can tell there's like a little different vibe
Yes.
too between those two songs.
Yeah, definitely.
Like this, again, kind of had more of like, I would almost say a little more rockish to it. Like it had a little
The
bit
guitar
of
makes it, yeah.
Whereas you listen to Mood, which again was the only other song I'd never even heard of 24 Karat before and Golden before this. Is it K Golden, Karat Golden?
I say 24K Golden. Not the best name,
Yeah, I don't know.
but it's working.
But that song is definitely a little bit more pop hip hop
Yeah.
than this one, which I thought was kind of cool. How
Yeah.
you could tell it was kind of a different album.
But yeah, I really love this track. He's a double XL freshman for 2020, so he was like one of the newest up and coming.
I saw that in here. Yep.
Like hip hop and rap artists.
Yeah, I could definitely see him, staying around. He has a
hope he
good
does,
vibe,
yeah.
puts out good music.
Yeah.
He has good collabs, good feature artists. They
Yep.
do a good job on his songs.
Yeah, I think it's a really great, catchy pop track.
Yeah.
The guitar chords are instantly like recognizable and fun. It can get a little repetitive over time.
Yeah,
but that's the nature of the song.
Yeah.
It's meant to get stuck in your head and kind of
Yeah.
sing along to.
The hook.
Kind of, you got the carefree lyrics and the singing. But yeah, it's less than 2 minutes of runtime, right?
Yeah.
It's a pretty short track.
Mhm.
152. Yeah. So it's stays its time and doesn't really outstay its welcome.
I have been noticing that a lot of like popular songs that make the radio or become popular with people have become shorter and shorter
Yeah.
and shorter.
People have low attention spans.
Yeah. There was that song.
Well, also when you look at a lot of these songs, I'll go back to 24K with Mood, and for the band we learned it's besides the little guitar hook that it has, it's the same 4 chords.
Yeah.
For the verse, the chorus. So it makes sense that songs are getting shorter because how long can you listen to the same 4 notes
Right.
Exactly.
on repeat? And just a slight change in like melody or the lyrics
Yeah.
or the hook or whatever. It's just so it's it makes sense.
Yeah, it's interesting how like simplified songs have gotten. Like
Oh, yeah.
when I was saying songs have gotten shorter, the first one I've thought of was a recent song called "Meant to Be" by BB Rexa and Florida Georgia Line.
Okay.
There's no bridge at all. It's just 2 verses, a chorus, repeated chorus, done. It's like super short. Whereas I hear it, I'm like, oh, I wanted like another
Yeah.
bridge or another
Yeah.
chorus repeat, something like that. And it's just interesting how simplified and short songs have gotten. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, but like you've said, seems to be working.
Yeah.
With his name and
How
making
many-
songs. Yeah,
How many streams does the song have? Almost 200 million.
200 million.
Not too
Wow.
bad. I would take
Man, how many streams does our podcast have?
it. Almost 200 million.
Almost. Yeah.
Yeah, we round up.
Generous, yeah, round up, add a couple commas. No, I really like this song, so thanks
Good.
for giving this to me. I enjoyed it.
Good.
Yeah.
So my next one, ranked number 2 in my list, was Old 45s by Chromeo.
Yes.
Yeah. So again, knew nothing, never heard of them. Very 80s feel to it. Like I felt like I was watching like The Breakfast Club while this was playing. But it just was super catchy and super different. And I mean, honestly, the last 2 songs that I ranked in my out of my 4 are probably the songs that I would assume you guys thought I would be more geared towards because they're both kind of rock tunes.
Yeah.
And I think that's why I kind of picked these other 2 though, is because they were super different, but I really liked them. Good. And Old 45 is just, pretty simplistic lyrics, nothing too crazy, little repetitive with that melody, that beat in the background. But it was just like I felt like I was like in like an 80s kind of pop, hip hop. And I found out there was a Canadian electric funk duo.
Yes.
Just would not have seen that, thinking about like listening to the song. But yeah, I mean, I guess they're kind of from like the late 90s ish.
Yeah.
To now, it says 2002 to present.
Yeah.
I guess
actually,
so.
When this album come out? I think this album was like 2014. That album's called White Women, which I really liked.
Yeah, but it was just, again, it didn't have that 2000s vibe. It had a very 80s vibe to it with just like a little bit of, modern mixed in. And, other than being kind of a little repetitive, it was super catchy. And I just kind of found myself like, oh, yeah, I can jam to this.
Yeah,
exactly, I like this song.
Yeah. So, I watch a few Let's Plays on YouTube, which basically is just like a podcast, but with video game footage over it. Okay. And so they kind of do a little bit of both of that. And one of the ones I watch is called Game Grumps, and they talk a lot about Chromeo. They're big fans of Chromeo. So that's how I kind of got into them personally. But yeah, no, like you said, one of the catchiest like funk pop tracks I've ever heard. And they're electro pop, which you don't really hear a lot of, but I think they do it particularly well. They actually put out a really good EP called Quarantine Casanova, obviously during quarantine. It's only like 6 tracks. That's the remixes. Like they have songs like Clorox Wipe and 6 Feet Away and shit like that. But yeah, no, I really, really enjoy them. They definitely, you pretty much did exactly what I have to say. They have that 80s sound, but in 2014.
Yeah, it just didn't expect it.
And it's not even one of their more popular tracks too, which is confusing to me because it's instantly gets stuck in your head. Yeah. It's like an earworm track.
Yeah, great song. Super catchy. It was fun. I liked it a lot.
I like giving new music to people. It feels really good.
Yeah, man.
And you also like it.
Yeah, totally.
Let's keep the ball rolling.
Keep it going. So my third track was...
Rustle around some... Get past the Tic Tacs and the gum and the...
toothpaste.
It was Human Target Practice by a band called Hail the Sun.
Yes.
Okay. Another group I've never heard of.
Yeah.
Hail the Sun. So they are a post-hardcore band from Chico, California. Totally makes sense. Post-hardcore, like post grunge, not grunge, emo, punk rock, alternative.
Yeah, that kind of similar sound.
Yeah. When I heard this band, I immediately thought of like Story of the Year, who might have been a little more popular, but kind of that harder rock, like emo, like
Dance Gavin Dance,
punk music. So Hail the Sun, and the song was
Human Target
Practice. This song kicked me in the ass.
Good.
Holy shit.
Yes.
So I also really like this song. So this one, it brought me back to, kind of the high school era where, the scene music.
Yep.
Which I wasn't a huge fan of, but I knew a lot of it. A lot of my friends listened to that music. But the twist on these guys is they almost have like a prog sound to them, like very progressive.
Okay, yeah.
Time signatures, very intricate parts. I did not see that coming. So that kind of immediately spoke to me. It kind of fit into my taste because another band I like, Dream Theater, they're like metal but also progressive, and they have odd time signatures, things like that. So these guys do the same thing but more in like the punk rock, hardcore genre. Big fan of that. It sounds like like a guy and a girl singing though, but I don't think a girl's in the band.
No, I believe
No.
it's just the male lead singer.
So he probably just has a higher voice.
Oh,
But
yeah.
I thought I heard two voices in it.
He might have got a backing vocal.
Yeah.
I'm not sure.
But yeah, this was a great song. I'm glad you gave this one to me
Good.
because, like the 24K Golden, I like it for all different reasons.
Oh yeah.
But I'm inspired in checking more songs out by them. So
Good, yeah. So the album comes off of Wake, another 2014 album.
2014, yep.
So when I would go, it was around June where I kind of kicked myself to lose a lot of weight, so I did a lot of hiking, which is when I listened to a lot of Wasting Light, some other songs. But this song, Human Target Practice, I freaking love this song. It's really intense. It's really heavy, so many intricate and well-coordinated sections. Like you said, the odd time signatures keep the track really energetic. The singer, super high tenor singer.
Yeah.
The lyricism is really like heavy and on point. There's so many interesting parts of the song that I love.
Yeah.
I think I showed you Mike this song in the summer,
Yeah.
or
I remember
another song by them.
by them, yeah. But no, they were good. It was a good song. I think pretty much everything Joe said, just kind of didn't see that one coming, And there was just such an interesting mix, all these songs, that like some of them kind of caught you off guard.
Exactly, yeah. I mean, it's tough with just 4 songs, well, 8 in total, to kind of have a similar sound, because there's not a lot of flow in between these. I kind of just wanted to be like single, like ones you can pick apart.
Right, and that's why we're talking about them separately.
Yeah, so it's obviously gonna be very different from the rest of the songs.
Yeah,
sure.
I mean, like the next one going in for me that I placed as my third was Stone Temple Pilots, "Dead and Bloated."
Yep.
Like I've heard that song a million times.
Yep.
Listen to Stone Temple Pilots. They came in the '90s, and had that kind of like grunge feel to them, and they weren't one of the big grunge bands. When it comes to like talking about Nirvana and you talk about Soundgarden and everything, but they were right in that area.
Yeah.
And Scott Weiland, great voice.
Oh yeah.
Absolutely great voice. With them and with Velvet Revolver, just did a really good
I
job.
forgot about Velvet Revolver.
Yeah. Good song though. It's got that cool intro with kind of just the vocals, and then the guitars come in heavy. That da 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 da. It's just nice. It's heavy. It's got that crunch to it. They were never one of my favorite bands, but I also wasn't a big grunge and not really a huge '90s rock guy. Just never was. But that song was, that's a good song there. It's different. It's different than kind of like a lot of the standard grunge stuff, and vocally he's just got a great voice.
Oh yeah,
Scott Weiland.
Yeah,
so,
definitely.
But yeah, it was kind of a cool Again, I hear it a million times. Not a song I kind of go out and listen to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's fair.
But it was cool to have to listen to it and think about it a little bit differently.
Yep. So like I mentioned before, how it kind of it's really cool how you can see the date of when it was added. So when we were doing a lot of stuff getting ready for the Alice in Chains show that I was in, I was kind of getting more into this 90s kind of grunge, because I don't really have any nostalgia for it. Born in 1997, so by that time all the sounds of the time were gone. But it was really interesting to kind of go back and listen to Core all the way through, because I was already a huge fan of Stone Temple Pilots already. I love Plush, Interstate Love Song.
Oh yeah.
Even Tripping on a Hole in a Paper Heart's a really good song. But I went back in February and kind of re-listened to Core all the way through, and I'd heard this song before, but kind of finding it again was a little gem to add to the playlist. So I enjoyed it. The lyrics can be a little repetitive over time, but it's just a classic '90s song. So I really enjoyed kind of re-listening to this album again. It was kind of a new experience.
Yeah, I know a lot of Stone Temple Pilots songs, not everything, but this is actually my least favorite Stone Temple Pilots songs that I know.
Yeah, that's
huge Interstate Love Song fan.
Yep.
That's my top song by them. This one it just drags for me, and I know it's intentional for the tempo to be slow, but it kind of just drags. And if it ever comes on the radio or anything, I tend to skip it. But not my stocking stuffer. That's just my 2 cents.
Somewhere in a very far off Facebook page or something, there's a video of me singing Plush with my friend.
Find that.
I think it was junior year of high school.
Yeah.
I was there.
That's right. Yes.
Wow.
Oh my God. You and Josh, right?
Me and Josh came.
Yeah, I forgot about that.
Yep.
Yeah, me and my buddy Trevor did an
Yeah.
acoustic cover of this for something in
Nice.
high school.
Yeah, it was
I
good.
forgot that.
Yeah, I was there.
Yeah. All right.
Cool.
So you each get one more stuffer
Yep.
to unwrap. And Joe, would you like to?
My
would you
final one.
All right. So let me come out clean.
Yeah.
All these songs were picked random except this one.
Except this one.
I really want to see what you think of this
Really?
song.
Ooh, all right, I'm put on the spot now. Okay, so my fourth song was Hand Crushed by a Mallet by 100 Gex. Is it 100 Gex or
Yeah.
100 Gex?
I just say 100 gigs.
100 Gex, okay.
Yeah.
So I've heard of 100 Gex throughout
Really?
this year, yeah.
Really?
Yes, but I don't know anything about them. Are they a duo?
Yeah.
They're a duo. It's
Yeah.
called hyper pop is the genre
Yeah.
they're kind of
Never heard
pushing
of them.
forward.
Yeah, there a couple people I know have posted songs that they listen to.
That's really
and
cool.
So I've heard of them. I just never really got around to listening to them. This is the first song I've ever heard by them. It's out there.
I
It's
can
different.
totally understand you don't like it.
You gave me. I'm just gonna say right now. Mike's four were like so similar to one another. My four were like schizophrenic, I was thrown in all different directions.
It was random.
But no, that's
Except-
good.
except this one.
Except this one. It sounds great in a car.
Yes, that's where I
Volume
listen to it a
jacked
lot.
up, bass jacked up.
Mhm.
Because there's a part later in the song where the bass really turns up and it has
get
that,
that-
classic car shake.
That distortion.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That I liked. The song overall though, it wasn't my flavor. The vocals were a little too
Chipmunky.
produced. Yeah, chipmunky too,
Mhm.
and a little too overproduced. But I'm curious to hear why you wanted to give me this.
So, all right, this is another kind of June song where I hiked a lot. This track was mainly just to throw like a fork in the garbage
Yeah.
disposal to see what happens, Yeah, like I say, I totally understand if you dislike it, and it's kind of hard to like say why I like it. But I think the main reason I do is because it's so out there and so unique. There's
Yeah.
no one that you can even really compare it to, because it's so like. I don't even know how to like describe it. It's so unique that I think it's what pop music will sound like in like 15 or 20 years.
Yeah.
So they're so like ahead of the curve, but at the same time, like it's not for everyone. It's a
Yeah.
very niche sound.
Right.
If you don't necessarily like this track, I would highly recommend the remix of this
Okay.
with Fallout Boy for some
Interesting.
reason.
Oh,
Very, very
Okay.
interesting take on it, where the end just kind of goes, all hyper and screamy and all
Yeah.
kind of builds up and cuts out. I would definitely recommend that too
I will
as well.
interesting.
I'll have to check that out for sure. That's very
but
interesting.
it's also the same people that make a on this album that it comes off of. There's an electronic ska song called
Ooh.
"Stupid Horse," which is really weird.
Interesting.
But it's just they're so out there and unique that it's hard not to pay attention to them.
Yeah. I want to know more about their name. I want to know where that came from.
I
Do
have
you
no
know?
idea.
Yeah.
No,
I want 100 Gex. I don't know what
they're purposely kind of like mysterious.
Yeah.
And I think that's what they kind of go for.
Go for.
In terms
Okay.
of like, yeah.
Cool. All right.
nice. Yeah, so my last one was Beauty of Breathing by Jeff Rosenstock.
Yes.
So that was a brand new album this year.
Mm-hmm.
And, I put it as my bottom. It was kind of just like a kind of straightforward rock song. Nothing
Yeah.
too crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Had a good guitar lick to it. Had some good different kind of rhythms. Vocally, he's a good vocalist, but it just was, I don't know. I found it to be kind of a little like, nothing really stood out to me with
Okay.
this song.
Yeah.
It kind of was just like bare bones, basic.
Okay, that makes sense.
Good guitar, good vocalist. I did a little research on him, and Jesus Christ, this guy doesn't like to stick around for long. He was in
Follow the
like
music industry.
9,000 bands,
Pretty much.
and put out like 2 or 3 albums with all of these bands, and then just like moved on.
Oh wow! Look at that.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's busy.
And I'm sure there's some overlap here, and I don't know. It just he's and I guess recently or not recently, but after one band he was in bombed the music industry.
Yep.
He started his solo career after leaving them. He plays, I think, every single instrument that exists. It lists right here that he does vocals, sax, guitar, keyboard, piano, bass, glockenspiel, organ, drums, synthesizer, ukulele, trumpet, clarinet, French horn, flute, and banjo.
Wow.
So
No kazoo.
No kazoo.
Yeah, he's taking lessons.
He does not play the triangle. But I mean, it's almost like he's like a music teacher. Like the dude just plays everything.
Yeah.
And you know, it seems like he's a little more like punk kind of rock.
Yeah.
I didn't really get that feel from this song. It was a little bit more kind of like, to me, like almost like pop rock or like classic rock almost feel, you know? Yeah, I mean, I liked the song. I wouldn't turn it off. Nothing stuck out. Like, of all the songs for me, I think Dead and Bloated went above it only because I knew it. So it was like a little bit more like, oh yeah, I remember this song. Like, they're, you know, obviously Old 45s and Run were just new to me, but they had such a good, catchy, different sound. This one was just kind of middle of the road, you know, nothing crazy.
Yeah. So I discovered Jeff when he came to my school in, I think it was my freshman year. We had like a...
Jeff.
Yeah, well, first name.
First
right?
name.
Okay.
Gotcha. Just
So,
like...
I was going to say, does Marshall know that?
yeah, Marshall.
Marshall. We had like a spring fling event where one day was like the rock sound artist, and then the second day was the rap.
Oh, okay.
So I was... It was actually a relatively smaller crowd because I feel like more people go to rap anyway, but... He did his album Worry, which was in 2016, and that is one of my favorite albums of all time.
Okay.
It's definitely like a 5 out of 5 album for me. We'll definitely do it later in the podcast, but all of his music is kind of the similar vein of depressed and dejected, kind of towards the future, but still like a little optimistic. And I love this album. I think when you listen to The Beauty of Breathing in the full context of the rest of the album, it makes more sense.
Gotcha.
I could see
Because
that.
the lead-in from Leave It in the Sun ending
Yeah.
into this song is so smooth. It's like a super nice
And
transition.
it's later in the album, too.
Yeah, exactly.
You know, it's a...
Yeah, no, the flow of this album is really good. There's actually a few songs on this that made it into the 2020 playlist, but in all, Jeff Rosenstock's a really talented performer. Like you said, plays a lot of instruments.
You could
super
tell.
nice guy,
I mean, you
too.
could tell he's a great musician. He knows what he's doing, and obviously, you know, doing a little research on him, you know, he is all over the place, and he's super involved in so many different projects and so many different things, and like, you know, he's just busy. And like I said, I felt like this song didn't have anything like standoutish. Like for me, you know, as a standalone single to listen to that song, I was kind of like, I don't know, it just kind of didn't grab me.
Yeah, I kind of wish I kind of wish the randomness would have given you a better track to kind of get into him to discover this album. I really like Scram. That's also on my playlist, and Leave It in the Sun is also a really good song. So if you want to get more into that, that's there for you. But
cool,
we're all done. What are so I know, Mike, you've given your rating.
Yeah, so I got Run as my number 1, Old 45's my number 2, Dead and Bloated's my 3rd, and then Beauty of Breathing was my 4th.
Okay.
As for me, my top song was City of Angels by 24K Golden.
Okay.
I enjoyed that. Followed very closely by Human Target Practice, Hail the Sun.
Okay.
I just feel like I could see myself listening to City of Angels more.
Yeah.
But which is weird because like I'm a rock guy, I play drums, I love intricate parts. I don't know, it just kind of now I kind of like the airy, kind of easy listening music kind of nowadays. So that's why I put them 1, 2. Number 3, I went to Hands Crushed by a Mallet by 100 Gex. Because I like that bass. That kind of broke the tie. And then just number 4, White Freckles, Ariel Pink. I don't know. I couldn't connect to that song as well. So that's my number 4.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
But like we said, we're gonna put the playlist up of all 8 songs on our bio on Instagram and all that. So you know, if you want to listen to all 8 songs, there they are. Maybe we'll even share Tom's 2020 playlist. We'll throw that up there too if you want to see where his head's at.
If you want to listen to all 153 songs and almost 9 hours of music, please do. There's actually a big mix of different kind of genres in there. So if you want to get a taste of where my head's at, it's definitely up there for you.
Cool.
Sweet.
That was good. And we got to bring back in Thomas Hooker.
That's
Nor'easter.
right.
We got to rate this bad boy here.
Yes.
I'm actually very close to the Untapped rating. I'm giving this a 3.5. It's a solid lager. I like the darker color. I can't drink too many of these, but it's a perfect seasonal drink. I'll definitely have another one of these. But yeah, 3.5 hops for me.
Yeah, I'm going with three hops. Good beer. You definitely taste the spice, the flavors that are in it. They do a good job with that. It gives you that winter feel, like sitting by a fire, wrapped up and cozy, and that kind of feel when you're drinking it. And it's got a good lager flavor. It's not super strong. It's not overpowering, but just kind of not my favorite style of beer.
Yeah.
Like Joe said, you can't drink a lot of them. I could have one here and there, but I thought they do a very good job with it.
Yeah. I'm going to agree with Joe and give it about a 3.5 for me. I kind of want to wait till it's actually snowing to drink it.
Yeah, right.
It definitely has that kind of aesthetic to it.
Yeah.
I enjoy the kind of warmness to it, the nice amber kind of taste to it as well. But there's also a reason that we split one beer between three of us.
Yeah. Still gurgling with that eggnog.
Yeah.
And it's a week later.
Yeah, right. All week long. Called out a week.
It's really sitting in us.
Called out a week.
Yeah, no, I thought it was a pretty solid beer. 3.5. I'll give it that.
Sounds good. Well,
another special episode.
There you go.
Wrapping
Yeah.
up. Thank you guys.
Getting ready to start the new year.
yeah, what a year. I mean, I hope I can speak for Mike and Tom, but
whoever you want.
I've had a blast doing this.
Oh,
It's
absolutely.
something we talked about earlier in the summer, and glad we got it off the ground. And we hope you guys have been enjoying it too. And the feedback we've gotten has been great. The sharing on social media has been great. Thank you so much for that. But yeah, we're getting ready for our new year, and we're of course going to stay with our album and beer format. We are the Hops and Bops podcast, but we also have some other cool, fun ideas that we want to throw out there and try out. And we're going to kick the new year off with one of those ideas. What are we talking about, guys?
We are going to end up doing Ariana Grande's new album.
Yes.
It's called Positions.
Yes. Lowercase.
Yeah, so, right in our wheelhouse.
Is
yes.
Big time.
Is it though?
But yeah, we figured we'd do a new album. We'd hit something more pop-based, a little bit more radio-friendly.
Yeah.
And we're going to pair that album with the Bud Light Platinum Seltzers.
Yes.
Ooh.
So we are actually going to get the whole pack, and we are going to taste test all the different flavors, and we will give them a hops ranking based on which ones we liked and which ones we didn't, and kind of go from there with them. So that should be interesting.
So you're telling me the Hops and Bops podcast, first episode of New Year, no beer,
No hops.
no hops at all,
No.
and a
And a
Pop
female
insanely
pop.
pop album.
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
that just came out
Yep.
pretty
Yes.
recently.
Got it. So
Yep.
are we selling out for 2021?
No, what are you talking about?
I'm just kidding. No, like we said earlier, we're just trying some new things. Want to have some fun with it. Want to give you guys something fun and
Exactly.
funny to listen to. So that's what we're doing.
Yeah, listen to us
Yeah.
critique Ariana Grande while drinking some seltzer.
Yes, exactly.
Quite.
Yep. Yeah. So have a great week and ending to your year, and
Let's hope next year's better.
yeah, we hope for the best in 2021. But we're definitely going to be continuing this. We got lots in the tank coming for you. So be sure to check us out on Instagram and Facebook, Hops and Bops Podcast. We're streaming on Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube. I've been Joe.
Ivan Joe?
I've been Joe.
Oh, I've been
That's
Joe.
his Russian
okay.
cousin.
I am almost always Mike.
I'm pretty sure I'm Tom. Last time I checked.
And we'll see you next time. Thanks a lot.
Peace.